The stadium is buzzing already, and with good cause. Two top sides ready to go at it, and this should be something special on the pitch. Stay tuned, we'll have all the action for you live from London here on EA TV. It's North London against West London coming up. In other words, Arsenal against Chelsea here at the Emirates. I'm Derek Ray, and sharing commentary with me today is Stuart Robson. Stuart, this is usually feisty.
Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and apologies that I wasn't on camera or even recording the reaction to the 2-2 draw with PSV on Wednesday. Basically, I think I did what a lot of Arsenal fans probably did when they watched that game. I was sort of in and out. I was like doing other things, but I was paying attention at points, and it just so happened that I think 3 out of the 4 goals in the whole game, I saw Arsenal's 2 goals, but yeah, 3 out of the 4 goals I happened to be paying attention at that point. So I didn't feel it was right for me to do a reaction to a game that I didn't really watch properly. So I just put a post on the YouTube post, and said what I thought of what I saw. But overall, it was a bit sloppy for the 2 goals that we conceded. But at the end of the day, it was a bit of a dead rubber. We'd done the work in Eindhoven the week before, winning 7-1. And now we're through to the Champions League quarterfinals, where we will play Real Madrid, where we have a fool's hope of winning that tie, to be honest. I wouldn't say we've got no chance, like a lot of rival fans seem to think, but I would say that it's very unlikely that we're going to get anything from that game. I'm hoping to at least see a performance, particularly in the home tie, because we've got them at the Emirates first, and then the following week we go to the Bernabeu. Let's see. I mean, I've said all along, this is where I think our Champions League and thus our season will finally end, but I might be wrong, and hopefully I am wrong. But yeah, Chelsea on Sunday. Again, it's a game that probably should be bigger than it is in the context of the season. I think now, after the draw against Manchester United last week and going into the international, I even forgot that it was the international break, to be honest. Not even sure whether I'll watch Thomas Tuchel's first game in charge of England, but yeah, we'll see. I don't normally watch the friendlies, but because it's, an England manager's first game, I might. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, so Chelsea, yeah. So in the context of the season, this isn't a massive game. However, now we know that it's all but done in terms of the league. Liverpool will probably go on and win the Premier League now, and it's just a case of how many points will they win it by, as opposed to how close will Arsenal get to them. I think all of us now as fans have to start looking over our shoulder. We now have to start looking at the teams below us, Forest, City, Chelsea, Villa, etc. Because now it's all about trying to, in my opinion, not only secure top 4 in Champions League football for next season. I think we do need to stay in that second place. I think for me personally as a fan, to not be outraged at the regression of this season, I need us to finish second. Obviously win the Champions League, but that's just unrealistic. That's not going to happen. We shall see. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at the moment. I'm like, we have to finish second, because at least, to use a business term, as I've said before, we've broken even. We've not done less or worse. We haven't done worse or better than the previous season. We didn't win any trophies last season, and we finished second, within 2 points. The only thing I will obviously be, other than not winning a trophy, the only thing I'll be annoyed about is the fact that Liverpool ran away with it, because they're probably gonna eventually win this league by about 12 points, I can imagine. maybe more, because I can't see us winning every game between now and the end of the season. Which brings me on to this game. Now, let me have a look at their form guide, because I haven't looked at the league for a few weeks. Or, well, I say a few weeks, I mean a week and a half or so. I haven't really looked at the league. So Chelsea, they went into fourth last match day, beating Leicester 1-0. They've won 3 and lost 2. They lost to Brighton and they lost to Aston Villa. They've not really been firing since Christmas. You know, they've gone from early part of the season up until sort of like November, December. There were even conversations where, you know, there were points where it looked like they were going to overtake us. What was funny about Chelsea is that Chelsea were a very much a dark horse. They were a team at the start of the season where I thought would be nowhere near the top 4. And they've actually, like, you know, with a new manager that's just come from the Championship in Enzo Maresca, and you know they've done really well to get back into that sort of European, you know, Champions League places. But even at one point, you know, the sort of mainstream sports media were even asking the question, "Oh, can Chelsea win the title?" At one point, because at one point they looked like they couldn't be beaten. I think they were unbeaten in like 10 or 12 games or something. They went on a mad run. No, this only goes up to. Oh no, it does. So yeah, no, that's not right. Well, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, they were unbeaten in 9. Between the 27th of October and the 22nd of December, they lost their first game on Boxing Day to Fulham, and it's sort of been a little bit indifferent since then. But I wouldn't go as far as to say that we're any better at the moment. Going by the form guide, obviously we've won 2, lost 1 and drawn 2. Our last 2 were you know, pretty decent performance, despite the fact that the lack of attacking threat. We drew 0-0 at the City Ground with Forest. And then I have a different opinion of our... Has the computer frozen? Oh, sorry about that. If the computer froze, I'm not sure. But anyway, I have a different opinion of how we played against Manchester United. There's a lot of fans that think it was a shocking performance and that we were poor and blah, blah, blah. I think that's because they went into the game expecting us to absolutely smash United. I didn't actually think we played that badly. I don't think it was great, but I don't think we played so bad that, like, you know, it warrants the sort of outrage that came after the game. I just think that attacking wise, we haven't got the players and we're just not good enough at the moment. We're just not quite there, not quite at the heights that we were at last season attacking wise. And therefore, you know, the most we could hope for from that game was a draw. I think I said to Steph on my preview with him that if they score first, it's going to be very hard for us to turn that around with the kind of lack of attacking threat in the starting 11 and on the bench. And that's exactly what happened, you know. And I have a feeling that this is the type of game again where that will happen, where if Chelsea score first, it's going to be very hard for us to get anything out of the game. It's a game we probably have to win. It's regardless of talking about the title race. I don't know why we're still talking about the title race. It's pretty much over. You know, they're 15 points clear of us now. You know, they'd have to win. They'd have to lose like every game between now and at the end of the season. We'd have to win every game to stand any chance of catching them. I don't know. It's a weird one because I haven't actually watched Chelsea for a while. I think the last game I watched was Man City. And when they played Man City and lost 3-1. And they were actually, for the first half an hour, they were pretty good. When they went 1-0 up, they were pretty good. And they probably should have gone in for the jugular and they didn't. And City punished them and went on to win the game. I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I felt like, yeah, I've definitely seen a dip in their form since we played them at Stamford Bridge. But at the same time, I still can't look past the fact that I don't think we can score. I don't think we can score many goals. And I know that like Cole Palmer's having a bit of dip in form at the moment, but all it takes for him is to get one chance. And if he gets that goal, it's going to be very hard for us to take that forward. You know, I don't know. I sort of feel like I'm doing these for no reason, if that makes any sense. It feels like I'm recording these videos because we don't have the attacking prowess at the moment to make me feel confident that we can go and win a game at the moment. It doesn't even feel like it did a few seasons ago when, Arteta started playing Emile Smith Rowe, and we beat Chelsea 3-1, I think it was 3-1. We don't have that anymore. So I'm not confident, and I don't think I'm going to be confident for the rest of the season, even against teams like Ipswich and Southampton who are in that run-in. I think the last 10 games now, Chelsea, Fulham at home, Everton away, Brentford at home, Ipswich away, Crystal Palace at home, Bournemouth at home, Liverpool away, Newcastle at home, Southampton away. The only games there that I would have any sort of confidence in is probably, and even going to Portman Road for the first time. When we go to promoted teams for the first time, we always seem to make it difficult. So yeah, Portman Road, Ipswich away, and Southampton away. All the other games I can see us dropping points in, especially if we can't score. So, yeah, this is kind of how I feel about Chelsea. And I think if we do start early, I think we've got a good chance. Somebody I was talking to today that I work with, who's a Fulham fan, was like, I think it's going to be 1-0 to you. I was like, I don't know where the goal's going to come from. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But as I say, it's not like we've got daylight between us and Nottingham Forest right now, who have Forest got? Forest are away to Ipswich, which could be a tough game for them. But yeah, if we draw to Chelsea and they beat Ipswich, they'll go to 53 and we'll go to 56, and they will be 3 points behind us, essentially, with Chelsea a point behind them, I believe. 50, 51, yeah. Oh, no, Chelsea would still be like 3 points behind them or 4 points behind them. But yeah, it's quite tight, to be honest. Like, I don't know why there are Arsenal fans that think that like second is nailed on. Like, I think if we draw 2 more games and the teams below us win, we're in trouble. Put it that way. So it is a must-win game to some extent. And if you go by all competitions, we've not actually won one in 4 games so far. Oh no, that's not true, is it? No, in 3 games we haven't won one. So that would be, yeah. I think we've won one out of 4 if you include the PSV games. Obviously the 7-1, and then we drew to Nottingham Forest, drew to Manchester United, and drew the other night in the the home game. Even though that was kind of like, it was almost like that's probably why I wasn't really watching, because it felt like an exhibition game. But yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see. I think it will be a tough game regardless. We do have to win it, I think, to start to pull away from the teams below us. Also, even though the title is done, it's kind of what I said when it looked like 2 seasons ago, when it looked like City were going to run away with it. We don't want to make it easy for them. And that season we did. We made it easy for City. We lost the last 3 games, or the 3 of the last 4 we lost, or we dropped points in. And so I don't want that to happen again. Even if it is like 8, 9 or 10 points, I'd rather get within 10 points than past 10 points of them. I mean, I know that sounds like I'm clutching at straws, but I don't care. Come at me. I don't give a shit. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I will be back again after the game on Sunday, which is incidentally at 1:30, a very weird time. I think that's because of the Carabao Cup final. Yeah, I'll be back again then after the game. And yeah, until then, like and subscribe. Take care and stay safe.
Tierney. 5 minutes of the 90 still to go, and the teams cannot be separated. Sterling, determined defending. And a good-looking ball. Kieran Tierney. And with the teams locked together, Arsenal chasing and chasing that winner. Palmer. Neto. As far as stoppage time is concerned, 3 minutes here. Well, the keeper didn't have too much time. Declan Rice. Wasteful from Arsenal. And no foul in the referee's opinion. Jadon Sancho. That is that after 90 minutes. They are level and extra time is coming up.